Rudich on the line with us for Intros with Kato. He's a defensive end, class of 2021. He's 6'5", 215 pounds. He currently goes down to school at Lake Travis High School. However, he is from Montreal. I just actually found him just perusing through Twitter. So he intrigued me at a Canadian flag and an American flag beside his name. And I saw the measurables and some other interesting things he's got in his profile. And I said, I got to get to see who this kid is. So Lucas, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So just tell us a little bit about who you are, how you got started with football, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I grew up in Montreal and moved down to Texas in 2012. And I always wanted to play football. My parents never wanted to let me because of concussions and injuries and stuff. And then I started making some good arguments, and they finally let me in freshman year of high school. So,
have you always played defensive end, or have you played other positions?
No, I started off as a no tackle, and then I never really loved it as much because more blocking. I like to push and pull and just get to the quarterback. So.
What type of player would you say you are?
Never stop, always trying to finish the play, try to get the tackle, try to get the sack. If I don't get it, celebrate with my teammates.
Would you say you're a little bit more, defensive end, you have to obviously be a bit loud in your play. What about just personality-wise? Are you a little more flashy, or are you just quiet and you just do your thing?
Kind of a mix of both. Depends on the situation. When I'm with friends and just out having fun, I like to be loud and make jokes and have a good time. But when I'm doing work or focusing on something, I'm pretty mellow.
What type of coaching do you best respond to, or that motivates you the most?
Probably say a coach that loves it more than just wants you to be the best. I mean, of course they want you to be the best, and you want that, but one that'll show you the way, not just tell you how to do it. Won't scream at you if you do something completely wrong. They'll say, no, do it like this. That'll do better. So,
do you model your game or your play after any professional player?
I'm a huge Steelers fan, so I'd say TJ Watt and Bud Dupree, just how they like to get after the quarterback and make O-linemen look like they're 100 pounds. So
during the season, a typical season, not with what's going on right now, what would you say your favorite part about football is?
A team win. Just even if I don't do great, just winning and celebrating with the team.
Do you guys have any team rituals or pregame stuff that you do?
Yeah, we sing a little weird song. I don't really know it by heart, but some of the guys do. So
a little weird song.
I don't really know how else to describe it. So
that's funny. What would you say your proudest football moment it has been to date?
We were maxing out last year, and I was always really good at hang clean, but I could never get above 300 pounds. And then I finally got above 305. And I just remember after I dropped the weight, I was like, what? Did that just happen? And I felt really good about it. So
what have your goals been for this season? And obviously they've probably adjusted with the pandemic.
Try to get as many sacks as possible. I'm shooting for 5 or 6. So get some good tackles for loss and some tackles, and then just get my hang clean, bench, and squat up.
So you guys are playing right now?
Yes.
What week are you in, or how many games have you played?
We just played game 4. This week got canceled. The other team had 5 players with COVID, but we're playing next week. So,
how has the pandemic shaped your off-season training, or your training even right now? Have you had to be creative in what you do? Were you able to access your gym or certain equipment, or did you have to kind of make stuff up?
It was a lot harder with weightlifting, and when it first started, I had to use some cinder blocks and stuff just to get going, but it started to get a little easier. The football team, we started playing again in August, and only one player's gotten it so far, so we're happy about that. So other than that, nothing really changed much.
Oh, that's awesome. So there wasn't much interruption for you.
Other than we made spring ball, but.
So you kind of mentioned your some personal bests this off season. Were there any others that you achieved in the weight room?
Yeah, I got my squat up to 450, which I was really excited about and couldn't walk after. And then my bench, I got that up to 250. So
So I saw on your Twitter as well that you have, what did I read there? Two-time track district champ in the 400 meter. Tell us about that.
So when I was a freshman, I was a much skinnier guy. So my coaches really wanted me to run track, and I ran the 400. And freshman year, I got a 54. And then sophomore year, I was a little heavier, so I didn't think I was going to do as good, but I still did pretty good. I got 51. And then that was when those were both my district champ years. And then I didn't run track junior year, but I didn't run for competition. I just ran for fun and getting faster, and I got down to a 49. So I was really happy about that when it happened.
So you obviously you do track for training. That's a part of your off-season training.
Yeah.
How has the recruiting process been for you so far?
It's been really good of getting a lot of attention from schools in Canada and America. It started off slow, and then the pandemic hit, and I started contacting a bunch of schools because I wasn't going to be able to make it to their camps. And then they watched my film. I had a bunch of calls with them, and it's just blown up since. So.
Do you have any offers either up here or down south?
Yes, I have 12 in total, 3 in Canada and the rest down here. Can
you share them with us, or is that top secret?
It's not top secret. The Canadian ones are York University, University of Alberta, University of British Columbia, and then the American ones are Culver Stockton University, Grandview University, Whittier College, Simon Fraser, University of Jamestown, Puget Sound, Northern Ohio, Eastern New Mexico, and Hendricks.
Okay. Do you have a short list of schools that you kind of have narrowed down, or are you still kind of weighing those?
No, they're all kind of in the mix because every school that wants to give me opportunity, I want to look at them and see which one fits back because I'm grateful for all the offers and opportunities.
Do you have a favorite subject, or are you really good at a certain subject?
My favorite core subject's probably math. I've always been I kind of like figuring it out, and when you get it right, you're kind of excited about it. But my favorite subject I have is engineering. I'm always love being an engineer. That's what I want to study in college. I like building stuff and seeing how stuff works. So,
have you had any major setbacks or even injuries or things that you've had to overcome?
Yes, the end of sophomore year, I broke my wrist. It wasn't too bad. It was 2 months out, but kind of was really bummed about it. I didn't get to play spring ball, but other than that, I haven't really had major setbacks or anything.
How would you find balancing your school and sports or your other extracurricular activities?
I find that sports has always helped me in school. It keeps me focused because I also have to keep my grades up to be able to play, so it keeps me driven.
Do you find that dealing with performance expectations, either, mostly on the football field, but also in the classroom, do you find that you handle that pressure fairly well, or does it make you a bit nervous or stressed or anxious? Any of those? Do you have a problem with that?
No, I usually handle it pretty well. Of course, every once in a while, you're freaking out a little bit. You did something wrong and you don't know if you're going to do it again. But other than that, I'm usually pretty calm, collected. So.
Do you have a pretty good network of people around you that help you stay grounded?
Yeah, me and my friends, we've been pretty close. We've all been friends since 6th grade, so we've all helped each other. And then, of course, my parents.
So you probably don't have much trouble with peer pressure and people wanting to pull you off and doing things that distract you from what you want to do.
No, we've all been pretty focused with school and football since, so.
Just one last question. Do you have any words of advice or encouragement for younger players coming up?
Yeah, just keep going, even if you don't want to. Because, well, of course, if you don't want to, don't do it, but just push even when it's tough. So
before we sign off here, we're just going to play a quick little game. I'm going to say a statement and you tell me, what the answer that applies to you, or you pick 2 things that I say, okay?
Okay.
Sweet or salty?
Both.
You can't. You have to.
I can't. It's a good mix because sweet and salty things go good together. So I don't know.
So then are you going to be able to answer this one? Pineapple on pizza or not?
No pineapple on pizza. That's just wrong. Certain things don't go, so.
Okay. What are you watching on Netflix?
Nothing right now. Just really focusing on school and football, so.
Okay, well, what would you watch on Netflix?
Really into the Arrow and like the CW shows, so.
Oh, okay. Summer Olympics or Winter Olympics?
Winter.
What's your favorite sport or event?
Hockey.
What's your dream destination?
The Alps. I've always wanted to see those. They look cool. So
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
no, I think it's just a hot dog. So
Who would win a fight between Spider-Man and Batman?
Batman has preparation time. Batman, but if not, it would be Spider-Man.
Preparation time. I love it.
That's what Batman's all about. So
If you joined the circus, what would your circus act be and why?
I feel like the guy that like tames the tigers and stuff, because I kind of like the danger feel of it.
Interesting. I like that answer. What's your spirit animal?
A wolf, I think, because they always work well in packs, but if they have to, they can be on their own.
Another great answer. I like those. What's playing on your music playlist?
Country and 80s rock.
Okay, what kind of country?
Like Luke Combs.
Is it more like the really twangy country, or is it more the pop kind of country?
I don't like pop country, so.
Oh, so you're like the Alan Jacksons and all that kind of stuff?
George Strait and all of them, yep.
Do you prefer dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Do you kick the single to tie the game, or do you go for two and win the game?
In a perfect world, you go for two, but the smart thing would be go for the tie.
You can only pick one answer.
Then go for the tie and win it in overtime.
All right, Lucas. Well, that's great. I'm glad that I was able to get to know you a little bit more. Definitely, you on our radar at CanadaFootballChat.com. So we'll be, taking a little bit more look and see what you're going to produce with your film and stuff. You're one of the lucky ones playing this year, or this season. So that's awesome. So good luck, and I hope that we can, just follow your career and see what happens in the next year or so.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Looking for more exclusive Canadian recruiting content? Become a CFC Insider Gold or Silver member today for access to rankings, analysis, and the latest recruiting news from across the country.